Come on. Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the Universal Temple for the Sun, Planet, Moon, and Stars. I'll be your host, Lord Messiah. You know what I mean? Been going for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. Guards in the building in case something jump off. But yeah, you know what I mean? We back in the building, y'all. You know what I mean? I got a special treat for y'all tonight. We gonna set it off with I'm going back into, well, actually not even back into, I'm gonna start my book that I wrote like mad summers ago, like, you know what I'm saying? And what happened was I had this information on my flash drive, and I'd be at the library, you know what I'm saying? And they be like, you'd be all into your type and you ain't paying attention to the time. And at the end of the day, they shut the computers off, you know what I'm saying? They just shut it off. You know what I'm saying? And I think today at that time, well, maybe I didn't pay attention, whatever. It's my fault, whatever. But anyway, when the computer shut off, the flash drive was in, and then like the work I was working on got like it messed up the flash drive, and it shit just seized. So what I was working on, I couldn't open it back up. You know what I'm saying? I tried to go to Geeks, that the computer geeks and all of that. Try to get it fixed, whatever. But anyway, I was able to. I basically what I had printed out, I photocopied it. So I scanned it. And I was able to, salvage my work. So therefore, here we go. We're going to get into it, and I'm going to give y'all this work right here. So starting off, right, this is volume 1. The name of the book is called Several Studied Sciences of the Number 7. And this first volume is called 7 Major Chakras. So I'm basically going into what are the chakras, what they are, and, saying what they do, and so forth, right? So here we go. So as you can see the picture up here I got right here, you can see, the picture of the man standing. He got the arm, leg, arm, and the head, showing the body of Allah, you know what I mean? The ALLAH. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, parts of 7. And the cipher around his head, is representing what's called the oversoul, or what some call a halo, and you're going from knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, power, equality, and God. 7 stages, 7 planes of energy, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that because this is several study sciences of the number 7. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody asks you what that 7 be like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I break it down. So anyway, let's get it. 7 major chakras. What are chakras? Chakras are spinning, spiraling pools of electrical energy, inner God in the body that respond in electrical manner to respective and relative more physical glands and organs of the divine physical structure we call the body. Chakras are points of energy made up of refined particles of light energy that travel in an organized manner, inscribing patterns of light along the spinal column. You know what I mean? So as you can see, you know what I mean? Like you see the different lights coming out, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be in color, but it's black and white. But basically starting at the root chakra, which is red, and then the sacral chakra is orange, you know what I mean? The solar plexus is yellow, the heart chakra is, green for the man and yellow, pink for the woman. The throat chakra is blue, pineal chakra is indigo, and the crown chakra is ultraviolet. So chakras are energy processing centers. Energy processing centers. And the 7 major chakras are our energetic connection to the realm of pure consciousness, the infinite conscious, around the body that extends 6 to 7 inches around the body. How does Kundalini or serpent energy flow? The 7 major chakras are energy portals that release energy into as well as absorb energy from the surrounding atmosphere. Thus, there are an out and in flow of chakratic energy corresponding with the law of rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go into the you know, the 7 hermetic principles, the 7 you know, 7 laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? 7 universal laws or principles, as well as the upward flow of the Kundalini energy in the body, bringing beginning at the root chakra, aka the earth chakra, located at the base of the spine, to the sacral chakra, aka the water chakra, to the solar plexus, aka the fire chakra, to the heart chakra, aka the air chakra, to the throat chakra, aka the sound chakra, to the pineal chakra, aka the light chakra, and up and out through the crown chakra. You know what I mean? Or the pituitary chakra, the crown chakra, which is in tune with the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is the master gland. I used to think it was the pineal gland, but it's the pituitary gland, because they say the pituitary gland is the first gland that forms and, you know, helps the development of all the other glands. So, you know, it's just, as they say, the seat of the soul. The pituitary gland and the pineal gland are those are intellectual glands. So you have 2 glands in your head and 5 in the body. You know what I'm saying? 5 organs, and you know, you have, you know, organs and glands. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. So the lower earth chakra, water, and fire chakra have simpler, more physical functions, but as one's energy ascends upward, there is a greater and higher degree of sophisticated and more spiritual functions in the sound, light, and ether chakras. The air chakra, or the heart chakra, is the medium of the chakratic channel. So basically, the heart is in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Heart is at the center. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say God is in the heart. You know what I'm saying? And you know, in the scripture they say, you know, blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God. And that's also coming from the Kemetic teachings of the law of Ma'at, as to where they would weigh your heart to the feather, and your heart had to be pure and as light as the feather, so that you can make it past the judgment hall of Ma'at to see the great god Asaru, also known as Osiris. So, you know, we know the origin of where all of this comes from. So let's get it. Yo, shout out to Brianna too. You know what I'm saying? I was just at the you know what I'm saying, the Smith Haven Mall, Long Island shit. I was just at the Gertz Mall in Queens, you know what I'm saying, the other day. She was there performing and whatnot. She gave out turkeys and all that, you know, did a performance for the people. You know what I'm saying? I got to get a picture in there, and then the dude messed up the picture, you know what I'm saying? So I actually got the chance to go back and get another picture, you know what I'm saying, with all around the waist of the beautiful Brianna. You know what I'm saying? I can check my Facebook for that picture though, you know what I'm saying? That was a great experience, you know what I'm saying? She's very beautiful too, on some real shit. Like, she really looks beautiful in person, and she did a very good performance as well. You know what I mean? So shout out to Brianna. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me get back into this, right? So the lower, all right, so our energy flows and travels down the front of the chakratic channel, and energy flows up the back side of the spiritual channel, of the spiral channel. And spiritual spiral, same thing actually, because spiral or spira is the root word of spiral, and spiritual in or spirit, the root word of spirit is spira, and spira is a Latin word meaning spira, which is breath, meaning breath. So as in the respiratory system, or the respiratory system, re means to do again, spira means breath, tori is the function of. So the respiratory system is a system of recycling breath, basically. You know what I mean? So the respiratory system, spira means breath, and and spira is a root word of spirit. So therefore, when they say the spirit of life or the breath of life, is breath. That's why in the Eastern philosophies, the people that study the Eastern philosophies and live according to Eastern philosophies, they practice breathing techniques, and they study the prana and the chi and the energy that flows in the body, and they're in tune with that because they know the elements of nature is what is life. You know what I mean? Like I was telling this dude the other night, I said, yo, listen, a person cannot believe in a so-called God and they will live like 100-something years. But if you stop breathing or if you stop drinking water for a certain amount of time, guess what? You are going to cease to exist in this physical form the way you existed before, breathing, walking, talking, and doing what you do. You ain't going to be able to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say you're going to die because I don't believe in death, you know what I'm saying? Because we simply transform into a different state of existence. You know what I'm saying? So, just put it all in perspective. So anyway, so to explain in other words, I paraphrase the build degree or the 8th degree in the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2, the 1 to 40. As this mist ascends higher and increasing with other mists of water in the atmosphere until she becomes heavier than gravitation, then she distills back onto the earth in the form of drops of water, drops of ice, depending on how heavy the mist was and the current of air was in. So, similar to how, the water cycle happens, the water ascends above the earth. It rises to a point about 6 miles above the earth, but due to the earth's high speed of rotation around the sun, which is 1,037 1/3 miles per hour, the water gets trapped in the earth's sphere. So therefore, through gravity and through the earth's rotation, the water gets pulled back down to the earth. So then, as it says, it distills back onto the earth in the form of drops of water or drops of ice, depending on how heavy the current was in the midst of air was in. Now, as the degree goes further on, it says there are some layers or mist, very warm and cold, some very swift and changeable. So when the water strikes one of the cold currents, it becomes solid in form, or in a light fluffy form, which is called snow. You know what I mean? In that solid form that it comes is like hail. What makes rain, hail, snow, earthquakes? That's the form of hail. And then the light fluffy form is snow. You know what I'm saying? And that's depending on how heavy, you know what I'm saying? So basically, as the water rises, it goes through different currents of air. Some of those currents are warm and some are cold. So when it's in a warm current, it'll come down in light fluffy form like snow. That's why when it's snowing outside, you notice it don't really be like cold and windy while it's snowing. It be kind of warm out, but it be snowing. That's because as the water went up, it got into the warm current, and then it was able to come back down in a light fluffy form. See what I'm saying? Which is called snow. You know what I mean? So just understanding the atmosphere and how things work, and understanding your body and the nature of your body and how things work. So then as I go further into the science, I say, being that the Black woman is the earth, we will utilize her as an example to further explain this analogy. The mist ascends higher as it builds up the woman's as the mist ascends higher as the buildup of a woman's emotions. You know what I mean? So you can refer the woman's emotions to the mist of air, which come down in different ways. That increases with other mists interact with different chakras or atmospheric chakratic channels of the atmosphere. So in other words, like, women be going through all kind of mixed emotions. So until when the emotions become too heavy for her to bear, and they travel down back to her planet or root chakra or earth in the form of happy, sad, or mixed emotions, depending on which chakra she was the most in tune with at the time of the emotional distillation. You know what I'm saying? So the same way how based upon what current that the air goes into, which will depend on how it will come down, based upon what kind of feelings the woman's feeling at the time, will express through the way that she acts or she carries out the emotion. Sometimes she might cry and get emotional. She might be mad and be raging, like cause earthquakes, you know what I'm saying, in her planet, you know what I'm saying? Like, So we got to understand these sciences. You know what I'm saying? Understanding nature is understanding yourself, because you are natural. So anyway, so Horus, the Kemetic or Egyptian sun god, wore the symbol of the sun and serpent above his head. The sun represents the eighth chakra, or the oversoul, and the serpent represents everlasting eternal life. Being that the serpent sheds its skin and renews its life, the healing and healing, because the poison of the serpent can help or hinder, build or destroy. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how, like, the serpent of a snake, like you could get bit by a snake, right? And then they have a serum that they made out of snake venom that actually counteracts the snake bite. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So symbolically, you know what I mean? It can help or hinder, it can build or destroy. The symbol for infinity is the 8 on its side. So you see right here, you got the symbol for infinity right here. You know what I'm saying? And the 8 is like a number 8 on its side. And they see how it keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Like, say if you were to ride a bike in that, in that direction and make into the infinity sign, you know what I'm saying? You'll keep going forever and ever and ever. You know what I'm saying? So it represents infinity. The element of sound, which corresponds with the law of vibration, causes the serpent to rise and move. Like you see in this picture right here. I don't know how clear you can see it, but in the picture, the man, he's blowing the horn. He's a snake, what you call a snake charmer. He's playing the instrument, the flute or whatever he's playing, and he's sending vibrations to the snake, causing the snake to move in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And that's symbolic of how the element of sound, which corresponds with the law of vibration, causes the serpent to rise and move. For example, the snake charmer plays the instrument, and the serpent rises and moves in tune with the vibration or sound of the instrument. Excuse me. The serpent is spineless, meaning that it has no vertebrae, and it is still chakratically in tune with the vibrations. The Kundalini energy lies coiled in the base of the spine and rises by arousal. The poison of the serpent was used by alchemists to heal people by he or she transforming the chemical elements in the poison into a medicine or cure used for healing. Speaking of medicine, reminds me of the medical field and the medical symbol, which the ancient Caduceus, which is the metallic conductor conductor slash transferer of elemental energies. The caduceus was a metallic rod structure designed of 2 serpents and is lined with crystals, rubies, structures, whatever type of stones they had on there, sapphires, ambers, onyx stones, etc., for the conduction of energy. The Ankh. I have to pull that up right there. Hold on, let me go back to the other page so y'all can see this more clear. All right. Okay. So you see right here, it says, so speaking of medicine, reminds me of the medical field and the symbol of the caduceus. So you can see right here, you see how you have 2 serpents intertwining with each other, and then you have the pen right here, and then you have the serpent wings. Now gods be like, yo, that's the science of Yakub with the nurse with the pen and the serpents and the wings and the angel babies with the wings. I'm gonna break down all of that too, you know what I'm saying? But the original science, because this was before Yakub, you know what I'm saying, the original science of this symbol was a symbol symbolic to the Ankh, as you see, and as we know the womb. The Ankh is symbolic to the uterus. You know what I mean? So the Ankh, and there should have been an H in that word there. ANKH actually. The Ankh is a copper conductor of energy. it is a symbol of the womb, or more specifically, it is shaped like the woman's uterus. So you see right here, and you have the uterus right here, you have the two fallopian, or the two eggs here in the fallopian tubes. So you see here, you have the two extensions here, the fallopian tubes or the eggs, and you have the, the uterus right here. And then there's the vaginal canal, it's the vaginal canal down here. You know what I mean? As you see right here, the vaginal canal. Let me blow this up a little something so y'all can see it. You know what I mean? See that there? So you got the armpit. Y'all know this science. I ain't got to go so deep into that. Y'all know this science already. So and you got the womb. And see, people got to understand, like even women, a lot of women maybe not even understand the science. This is where the baby is born. You see this little part up here, this little section right here? When the baby comes up and attaches to the egg, attaches to the placenta, you know what I'm saying? Or rather, I say that the sperm comes up and attaches to the egg. You know what I'm saying? Once it attaches to the egg, then when the woman's on, her cycle, whatever, the eggs will drop down through the fallopian tubes and then come down into the uterus, and the seed will attach to what's called the placenta. You know what I'm saying? And then from there it'll attach and it'll start to germinate, start to grow. You know what I mean? And as the growth of the baby is happening, this portion right here called the uterus will begin to expand. It will begin to expand, just like the universe. They say the universe expands and contracts. That's the same way the woman's womb does. The womb will expand. And as the womb expands, the body has to make room. So actually her organs and stuff are moving out of the way. Her whole body is changing to make room for the expanding uterus. Now, it looks like her stomach is getting big, but the baby is not necessarily in her stomach. The baby is in the uterus. But the stomach expands to make room for the uterus expansion, because the baby's the baby's germinating and getting bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happens. Okay. So yeah, let's go. All right. So now, where in the body do chakras exist, and what are their functions? Okay, so the seven major chakras, in the body, along with the chakratic channel, 5 along the spine and 2 in the head. Also, there are multiple mirror chakras. There are multiple minor chakras all throughout the body, palms and hands, the soles of your feet, because chakras are simply souls. Chakras are stars in your body. And we know that a star is simply a soul. The root word of soul, as in solar system, the sun system, solar means sun. Or actually, AR is like a suffix meaning pertaining to the soul, pertaining to the sun. Solar means pertaining to the sun, and this pertaining to the soul, and the soul is the sun. So when they say, I felt it in my soul, yeah, you felt it in your soul because your chakra, which is a burning energy into you, is connected with a organ, and that organ produces a hormone which secretes throughout your body, which gives a chemical effect to make you feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's the science of it. Just like when they say on Valentine's Day, when women eat chocolate causes what's called euphoria. It sends you into a state of euphoria, because when you eat chocolate, it sends a chemical message to the brain to release what's called endorphins. And when the endorphins release in your brain, it gives you a sense of joy and bliss and happiness. You know what I mean? So that's why they say, oh, women love chocolate, and they try to associate that with something erotic because it gets the woman in the mood or whatever. You know what I mean? Because she's really releasing those endorphins. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that she'll remember too, because it causes a chemical, something to happen to the brain chemically. You know what I mean? She remembers that feeling. Oh, he gave me chocolate and roses. I remember that I ate the chocolate and I felt all emotional, and the chemical, reaction happened in her body. She don't know she may not know that that's what's actually happening, but that's what's actually happening. It ain't, per se the chocolate. You know what I mean? It's the chocolate does have an effect, but you know what I mean? That's what's actually happening in the body scientifically. So anyway, each of the seven chakras, each of the seven major chakras, and also, like I said, you got the soles of your feet, what I'm saying, the soles of your feet. So you have chakras in your feet as well. And in your hands. And they are also in tune with nature. Your hands and your feet are like the thermometers of your body. That's why with a baby, you always have to keep their hands and their feet covered, especially in the wintertime, what I'm saying, to keep them warm, because their hands and feet are the thermometers. You know how you, in the morning time, you stick your hand out the window to feel the weather and be like, oh, okay, is it going to be warm today, cold today? How's it going to be? You know what I'm saying? Or before you get in the tub, you might stick your foot in the tub to check the temperature of the water, to see, okay, is it too hot to get in? Is it warm enough? Is it too cold? I need to turn it back on and put some more hot. You know what I mean? So you have your soles. Your hands and your feet have soles, and they are like the thermometers of the body. You know what I mean? And the head as well. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. So each of the seven major chakras are in parallel conjunction and form what's known as the central nervous. I'm about to go into the central nervous system. Excuse me, the central energy channel, which runs from the base of the spine to the top of the head. All right. Let's get it. All right, to the top of the head. Each energy center consists of rapidly rotating spiral-shaped openings in the front and the back of the body, and act as points of transformation by regulating and distributing energy as it flows in these centers. So you see how they got, the light energy coming from the front side and from the back side, and going straight up out the head from the crown chakra. You know what I'm saying? That's showing how the energy exists. So you have like what's called an aura around you. That's what's called your aura. When a certain person walks into the room, you could just feel their energy. You can feel their aura. You know what I'm saying? They just got a feeling about them, you know what I'm saying? And whether it's good or bad, you know what I'm saying? Like a good person comes in the room and everybody knows them, and everybody get all happy and cheery. You can just feel their energy, like grandma come in the room, everybody, oh yeah, grandma in the room. Everybody get all happy and cheery because she just got a good aura, a good spirit about herself, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? Energy, that can be felt. Now, they saying that this energy extends 6 or 7 inches around you, but shoot, man, you a real powerful person, you can feel their energy shoot from, you know what I'm saying, from across the room. You know what I'm saying? Somebody staring at you a certain way, you can feel the energy from across the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, So anyway, everything is real, and this energy is real. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't no, I heard certain people talk about, oh, what are you talking about chakras? That ain't real. I'm about to break all of this down. This shit is all real, and I'm breaking down all the science. And this ain't no sci-fi. This ain't no some made up shit. Like, I'm breaking this shit down. So anyway, and this is what happened when you smoke a lot of weed and you write. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming from this is high science right here, literally. All right. So anyway, this drawn up energy serves to stimulate the organs of the endocrine system, which controls the body's chemical or hormonal balance, as well as empowering the nervous system. So now check it out, right? When you break it down, the word the endocrine system, which controls the body's chemical / hormonal balance, as well as empowering the nervous system. So the word endo means within. Crin or crine means to secrete. Thus, the endocrine system is a system of inner secretions of hormones from various glands and organs in the body. The vibration of etheric consciousness through the ganglia or nerve tissue cells. You have, little small nerve tissue cells. Like if you pinch yourself right now, you felt that in your ganglia, which are the nerve tissue cells. You know what I'm saying? So the vibration of etheric consciousness through the ganglia nerve tissue cells creates the physical connection of light and organs of light and organs / glands. So in other words, the energy or the light given off from the chakra is vibrating all throughout the minute cells, the minute nerve tissue cells of your body, and it's creating a countenance. You know what I'm saying? Like this in Revelations when they say, you know, of course he had hair like wool, skin of bronze, and all that good stuff. Then they say that his voice was the like many rivers, meaning like he had bass in his voice. His bass had, you know, weight to it. And showing and proving he was a brother, he was a black man. But also it says that his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength. So that means that his melanin was popping. His chakratic energy was shining. You know what I'm saying? The brother was pure. The brother was light. He had his aura was so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they say he was able to lay hands on people and actually heal them. I'm not getting superstitious right now or spooky or anything like that, but I'm just manifesting like the science of what is spoken about, maybe metaphorically, or people might take it as fairy tale, or even they might take it literal. I'm breaking down the science of these things. So you know, so here we go. So as we go deeper into the analytical study of the chakras, we discover that the center of the chakras itself is the jewel or point / spark of consciousness at the heart of the chakra. This spark of consciousness is what sounds the creative note or tone, because if you rearrange the letters in the word note is a tone, and a note is a tone. And I got that jewel from Phil Valentine, you know what I'm saying? Let me give credit. I always give credit to my sources, which set the etheric substance in motion and made it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? So it's that spark of consciousness, just like in the heart, right? You have 4 chambers of the heart, and this is where the Wu-Tang break it down, because you got 9 members of the Wu-Tang, and they all got 4 chambers of the heart. So 4 times 9 is 36. Therefore, you got the 36 chambers. You know what I'm saying? Of the Wu. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Wu is 9 members, you know what I'm saying, which is like, you know what I'm saying, the 9 planets surrounding the sun. You know what I'm saying? The Wu symbol is like the sun, you know what I'm saying, that they all revolve around. And Capadonna, they say, is a 10th member. Some people say he's like the moon, you know what I'm saying, the wisdom, you know what I'm saying, the wisdom, you know what I'm saying, that added on, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So basically it's that spark of energy that made it do what it do. The motion of etheric force, which moves energy into, through, and out the center. This process is similar to how stars create themselves and exist within themselves. You know what I mean? Each chakratic center is like a computer programmed to handle different tasks and specific functions and specific functions that then are synthesized into the individual's overall personality or makeup. You know what I mean? Like their internet, you know what I'm saying, or how they interact universally. Because you know, you do the knowledge, you know, your mind is like the mind, or the universal mind. The universe itself is like the internet, and then our individual brain is like the computer that uploads to the universal internet, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they call it the internet, you know what I mean? But however, it's been used in a way to get us kind of trapped up and caught up in the wisdom of that, because if you do the knowledge, right, they want you to enter the net and get caught up in the World Wide Web. You know what I'm saying? That's why you might find yourself on a computer. You might have jumped on there just to look up something, and then you look at your clock and, oh shit, like 3 hours later, 4 hours later, you've been on the computer, caught up in the World Wide Web, because you did what? You entered the net. You know what I'm saying? You got on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so each chakratic channel, right, symbolics it over. The energetic operations in them are what makes up every aspect of the bodily, emotional, mental, spiritual life or being possible. You know what I mean? So in other words, like, you know, your chakras are the souls of your body. You know what I'm saying? Without your souls, you know, if you know, without your souls, how could you live? You know what I'm saying? They like battery chargers in your body. And now I put this thing right here, how the universe works. You know what I'm saying? And you see the star in the center, and you see how it spirals, how it gives off a spiral effect, right? Because the universe, although we say 360 degrees, which is a cipher, but a lot of the things, born universal truth, a lot of the science in the universe, or a lot of the structure in the universe is actually spiral. You know what I'm saying? And spiral is 1080, 1080 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So, and spiral is something that can infinitely go on as well. You know what I mean? So now, how do we know that the universe is spiral? And remember, when we broke down, the root word of spinal is also the root word of, the root word of spiral is, you know, and I did a breakdown on spinal and the word spin and spur, and, you know, and I was kind of reaching on it, but I'm gonna break it down later. Y'all see where I was going with it. It was kind of metaphysical, but y'all see where I was going with it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so you know how the universe works. So now you know the center of your hair, right? When your hair you know breaks starts off on the spin, and also you can see this like on white, you know, saying Caucasian people, like you see their hair, how like when they got a low haircut, you can see like where their hair spawns off, and you'll see that little spirally looking thing on their hair. You know what I'm saying? That shows and proves. And now and that might be, you know, just a little spiral that they got. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we know that their hair is straight, you know what I'm saying? But at least they got that root. Some of them got that little root, that little spiral root, to show that they still got some consciousness, some spiral consciousness in them, even though we know they've been grafted and so forth from the original man. But anyway, you look at your thumbprint. Your thumbprint is spiral. Your fingerprint is spiral. Your hair, spiral. You know what I'm saying? The universe is spiral. Like I said, you look at this star structure right here, it spirals. The constellations spiral. You know what I'm saying? So everything is dealing with the spiral, and there's many other things I could break down too. It's just not coming to mind right now. But the fingerprint and the hair is definitely two major things, you know what I'm saying, that identifies the knowledge of the spiral in you, in our structure, and in the universe. You know what I'm saying? So let me not go too far into that. Let me, you know. So now, artificial intelligence or AI via computers, like virtual reality, in the movie They Lived, and you know the word live spelled backwards is devil. You know what I'm saying? And you remember that movie, Roddy Piper played in that movie, and remember when he put on the glasses, he could see who was like human and who was like a robot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And remember, right? The black man and King of Law dropped his jewel on me. Remember how he had to fight that black man and force him to put on those glasses and force him to see. You know what I'm saying? And when you do the knowledge, you know, they lived, you take the Y off of they, it's the, and live spelled backwards is devil. So they lived is the devil. And, you know, no disrespect to Roddy Piper. We all like Roddy Piper as a wrestler and all of that. But, you know what I'm saying? We do know who the devil is. So anyway, but that devil had to fight that black man and force him to put on those glasses so he could see the reality of what was real and what was fake. And don't they say that Lucifer, or the devil, shall be the bearer of light? He shall be the light bringer. So even though it was symbolic of him putting on dark shades, you know what I'm saying, for him to see the truth, you know what I'm saying? And that's also another jewel, you know what I'm saying? Like, we think the light is symbolic to the truth or the knowledge, but really the dark side is what's truthful. Like young Pharaoh said in a rhyme, he said, "Don't be blinded by the light. Come to the dark side where it's truthful." You know what I'm saying? And that's true, because like even you know, say even walking and talking in the streets, whatever. You've been out at night. You know what I'm saying? I've been out at night many times, different areas, and you see the nightlife and what goes on at night. You know what I'm saying? Like Osiris going in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? And coming out of that underworld into the light as Heru. But anyway, what's going on at night is what's real. You know why? Because, you know, you would think during the day everybody's conscious of what they do because the light is shining and everybody can see what you do. So really during the day, people ain't keeping it real. But at nighttime, when the lights is out and ain't nobody looking, man, everybody's just out doing whatever they want to do. All kind of things is going out. And the nighttime is when it's truthful. You know what I'm saying? So like he said, you know what I'm saying? That's how I break it down. That's why I get from that Julie said, don't be blinded by the light. Come to the dark side where it's truthful. You know what I'm saying? He said it's different levels to the shift, or your chakras looking fruitful. You know what I'm saying? I had to throw that verse in there too because it's referring to the chakras and we build it on the chakras. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, so I was breaking down, right? So they lived, right? And you know what I'm saying? So the devil had to bring forth the light to the black man. You know what I'm saying? To that black man, he had to fight that man and help enforce those glasses on him to make him see. So anyway, bio-enhanced RIFD computer chips. You know what I'm saying? You know how they try to track us with the computer chip. Now, a lot of people, some people might agree to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid ass old people. Like, yeah, you've seen that commercial where they're like, yeah, I don't mind having a chip in me so that that I can be monitored. You know what I'm saying? But they try to bring it into existence through different ways. Like, for example, Life Alert. Remember that commercial? With the old lady, she's like, oh, I've fallen and I can't get up. You know, we used to laugh at that when we was little or whatever, but as we get older, we're like, no, dude, that ain't funny. That ain't nothing to laugh at, man. That could be your mom or your grandma or something, you know what I'm saying? That ain't funny. But anyway, the whole thing about Life Alert and that whole press the button and they can locate where you at type thing, that was a tracking device. But they used the situation of, oh, you know, your grandma, you know, if she falls down, she gets hurt, you know, we you know, a Life Alert, you know, and they could come there and help her, you know what I'm saying? And you think like, oh, you know, yeah, that's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? So, and plus, you know, I don't got to be there to watch her, you know what I'm saying? The government has a tracking device on her, you know what I'm saying? Which is basically what it is. So now you think you relieving yourself a responsibility of watching after your grandma, but really they got a tracking device on grandma and on your whole house, basically, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, and now you think like, oh, it's not just for old people. They got it for you too, because they put it in your credit card. So now, you know, when you got to put the card in the thing and they say, oh, do you have a chip? They always ask you, do you have a chip? You know what I'm saying? Nah, I got a regular old debit card. As a matter of fact, the card that I'm using now is that joint called a experience or expectation or whatever you get from the check cashing place. You don't have to use your social security number. You could just upload money on there and just use it. And you can get your routing number and account number and all of that, so you can set up your direct deposit if you wanted to and all of that, and you don't have to use a social. So that's a way to be like, you know, kind of undetected, you know what I mean, as far as, you know, the social, because, you know, they track you everywhere you go and everywhere you spend through the social, through your debit card, through your social, through your credit card. It's attached to the social. So every time you swipe, oh, you made a purchase at so-and-so. Same thing they do with the EBT card. You know, so you got a food stamp card. Oh, he just bought some cookies at the Walmart over there on such and such road. Okay, we know approximately where he is, you know, and all that type of stuff. So anyway, now I was talking about before about the universe and the spiral and the body and so forth. And I said the chakras are like energies, batteries in our body, solar batteries in our body. So now I broke down about the computer chip and the matrix are copycats of all natural self-control, of the all natural self-created supreme being of the universe known as the black man. So as you can see here, right, you see Neo, right? You see these things on his back? It's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he got one in his head. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 on the sides here. And you notice the 2 on the sides, it's like forming like, and it's, you know, more going down his back is forming like a cross. You know what I'm saying? And that's dealing with the winter solstice and all, you know, we'll get into that later. But anyway, you see these holes right here? That's these little things, these cables they had hooked up to him, and how he got up and woke up and seen how they had him in this little incubator machine. Like they were trying to incubate and make new, like, grafted life, you know what I'm saying? An artificial form of life. And these things they had hooked up to his spine was along his chakratic system. So they were trying to tap in electronically to his chakras and try to reprogram his emotions, his feelings, his mentality, his whole vibrational energy level, you know what I mean? And put him into a matrix, you know what I'm saying? So like I say, man, fucking look at Joe Biden, man. Joe Biden ain't even real. That nigga's a clone, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this nigga. Like, he's like, you don't even remember any half of shit. He ain't just no old. Now one, and if you ask me too, you got the real Joe Biden, and then you got the clone Joe Biden. The clone Joe Biden is the one they say like, yo, man, we can't have you fucking up the speech. We need you to get this message across. Okay, that's the clone Joe Biden, the one that comes out moving all like a robot. Then the real Joe Biden is the one that just talks all stupid because he's mad old and he's fucking going through amnesia or some shit, Alzheimer's and all of that. You know what I'm saying? This nigga can't even remember half the shit he's saying. And then he starts talking all kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But also too, that crazy stuff they be talking, just like Bush used to talk, all that crazy stuff, that's Masonic language as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to all that shit that sounds crazy, but it ain't crazy. They talking to a certain group of people. So anyway, these things on his back or whatever, these are like cords. They had cords attached to him to, you know, change his whole vibration and beam up the Scotty. You know what I'm saying? And like you see, he was inside this incubator thing. And as he woke up, he had that like that liquid stuff coming off of him. It was symbolic of him being in the womb. And the incubator is like a false womb where they try to create, you know, life, you know what I'm saying, artificially, you know what I'm saying, artificial intelligence. You know what I mean? And this is symbolic of the uterus, you know what I'm saying? Like he had him in a fake uterus, making him in the matrix, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the science of that right there. All right. All right. So yeah, so now each chakra is primarily excuse me, each chakra or primary energy center has its own center and corresponds with the unique aspect of our being / personality. So in other words, each chakra is in tune with a different gland or organ, and these glands and organs secrete hormones. Well, the glands more so secrete hormones that give a chemical reaction to the body, which gives off a different emotional feeling. Emotions come from chemical reactions in the body. That's what emotions are. You know what I mean? You know how you can hear a song, and it's affected by vibration as well. Just like I'm talking about the snake charmer and the snake feeling the vibration. You know how you can be sitting around and then the radio come on and be like, oh shit, that's my song, yo. And you get all up and you start dancing and you feel it all energetic. You know what I'm saying? What was it about that song or that sound or the vibration that made you feel a certain way? Because that vibration, which was probably familiar to you, like you say, oh, that's my song, that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? It causes a certain feeling in you. That's a downloaded feeling. It's downloaded in your chakras. That's why, you know, when you get older, you start to play some of the music that your parents used to play when you was little, because what they were doing, and now I'm conscious of that. I'm going to do that purposely with my children. I'm going to play that old school music. I'm going to play my music constantly, not to brainwash them with it, but to download it into their chakras so they could get a sense and a feel of real music. You know what I'm saying? That real music from back in the days, not this stuff these people talking nowadays, all these young boys and young, you know, no disrespect, you know, it's a new generation and all of that. Y'all do y'all thing, but I'm from a different era. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta, you know, some people tell me I got an old soul, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm on some old school shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really with the contemporary, you know, stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like now during my time coming up, I was like in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, born in 82. So I came up listening to Rakim, you know, Big Daddy Kane, Poor Righteous Teachers, Public Enemy, you know, LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Like Run DMC, like all that type, you know what I'm saying? That era, you know what I'm saying, of hip hop, you know what I mean? And then coming to the early 90s, you know, Nas, you know, Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? The conscious brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah back in the days, you know what I'm saying? Sister, you know, Sister Melody, you know, all them sisters that was dropping jewels, you know what I'm saying? Mother Superior, remember Mother Superior, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Word, man, Lord Messiah, throwback, you know what I'm saying? Throwback on y'all. So all right, so let's get it. Chakras and you know, do the knowledge see these pictures too. You know what I'm saying? It says right here, earth chakras and the vortices. This right here is showing like chakratic grids on the earth. There are chakras within the earth. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got chakras within your body, there's chakras within the earth. And majorly the center, the core of the earth, that core of the earth, what they try to say is like lava. It's not lava. That is a soul, a sun literally burning in the core or the center of the earth, symbolic of how the black man plants the seed or his sperm into the black woman, and she has a baby growing in the core of her womb. You know what I'm saying? Known as the placenta. You know what I'm saying? like literally. So that's that soul or that chakra, that sun in the earth, is the baby in the earth, showing and proving the symbolic nature of the sun, or the direct nature, the universal nature through the law of relativity of the sun in the earth, of the black man and the black woman, because the black man is the sun, who is the God, and the black woman is the earth, the queen of the universe, mother of civilization. The black man is the father of civilization. Why is the black man and the black woman the father and mother of civilization? Because we are the original people. Original meaning first. We was the first people on the planet. So guess what? Black man and woman was the first people to think, the first people to see, the first people to hear, the first people to smell, the first people to taste, to speak, the first people to run, the first people to jump. All of these things that we physically do, and we think, you know, these simple things we might take for granted, but we were the first people to do these things. So guess what? This is why we mastered these things, because we've been doing it the longest. And guess what? All of these behaviors and traits is all downloaded in our DNA. And through the black woman being the genetic memory bank of the universe, all the genetic DNA is stored in her structure, because she has what's called mitochondrial DNA, which is a layer and layers and layers. It's like the annual rings. Like, you know how you cut a tree and you see the annual rings in the tree? Those are called annual rings. That's how, because every year the tree expands and grows another layers and layers as it grows out in its thickness, you know what I'm saying, and its width. So the same thing with a woman. That's why, you know, a woman can have a baby and by her first baby father, and then like might have babies by different people, and possibly that baby could come out looking like the first baby father, because the genetic, you know, template was laid down from the first one who gave her a baby. And also it's also and also sometimes the baby could come out looking like the grandfather. You know what I'm saying? It could be with a new man that don't even look like her grandfather, but the baby could come out looking like her grandfather if it's a boy, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, because the genetics that's in her, you know what I'm saying, the mitochondrial DNA that's still in her, the gene pool never dies. Black people don't die, we multiply. So and to drop that jewel, you know, speaking on this topic, and I'm gonna finish up this right here. Black women gotta understand and know how special they are. I'm not gonna go so far to be on that the black woman is God stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. The black man is God, the black woman is the earth. So let's put it in perspective. And God is a masculine force. Earth is a feminine force. So when black women talk about, I'm a goddess, I'm a god, a black woman is God, you're trying to be a masculine force, basically meaning you trying to be a man. And all of those women you see talk about the black woman is God, they on some masculine type stuff. Why is that? Because you got your whole protocol of trying to be the God from the black man who is God. So a lot of these sisters they be talking about, you know, the black woman is God and all that. You see them standing like men, crossing their arms up, standing they square and trying to move like men, because you're trying to imitate the real God, which is the black man. So stop it. You're trying to be a man. When black women talk about the black woman, you're trying to be a man. Stop it. So anyway, you know, and I respect the knowledge that the brothers like Brother Polite, Young Pharaoh, and going back like Natural Tahuti, who was one of the first people that really made that teaching very popular. I respect all the science that they bring forth, but that still doesn't solidify her being the initiator of energy in the universe. It's not. It's the black man. And that's like saying going to the source of the chakra. That's the spark of energy, the spark of etheric consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mind. That's the science of thought coming from the mind. You know what I mean? And the mind is Allah, which is infinite. So anyway, what I was going to say about the black woman is that the black woman has to realize how powerful and special she is, because knowledge, the fact that you being the original woman, you can produce every other race of people on the planet, but no other race can produce you. You see what I'm saying? Like the black woman can produce a brown seed, a brown race, a yellow race, a white race, you know what I'm saying? And whatever mixtures come about after that, you know what I'm saying? But actually those are like mixtures, so they ain't really, you know, of the original seeds. But anyway, she can produce all those seeds, but all those seeds can't produce her unless they try to graft back to the original. You know what I'm saying? So she already is the original. So therefore, there's no need to graft back when you already have the original. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is a chakra mid, you know, like a pyramid. This is a chakra mid. You know what I'm saying? Going from the base. You know, the base of the pyramid is supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to be in color. So it's supposed to be red, then orange, yellow, green, indigo, you know, violet, you know, ultraviolet. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got the sun in the background, you got the capstone right there, you know, you got the base of the pyramid and so forth. And they also making a 8-point star there, octagons, which is the sun, you know, all the 8 points of the 8 directions of the universe. As you see in this picture right here, you got a picture of the man's body, you see the 7 chakras, and then you see the souls. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 layers extending from him, showing how the aura of the body, you create a magnetic force field around you, you know what I'm saying? And you see how the light is going up right here. And if he was sitting down in like a Tai Chi position, he would have his body, he would have his spine or his butt sitting on the ground, which puts his spine to the ground, which is where the root chakra is located, at the base of the spine. And then his root chakra would be connected to the earth, and then through the energy coming up through the kundalini rising from his root chakra, from the earth through his root chakra, up out his pineal chakra, up out his crown chakra, going into the universe. That's what you call Tai Chi. Like, see right here, when you see down a little below this picture up here, you see down here this person here, and this is the picture from the Matrix. You see him sitting in some call this the lotus position. You know what I'm saying? Like the lotus, and that's symbolic too with the chakras. The lotus grows in the mud, but it grows out to be a beautiful flower when it blossoms up, but it grows out of the mud. You know what I'm saying? The mud is symbolic to the earth, the root chakra. So the beautiful, and you as a lotus, you must blossom from your root chakra out to your crown chakra. So you see right here, it starts at the root chakra and out through the crown chakra to create your aura, or what some people call the Merkaba. You know what I'm saying? Your aura, your force field. You know what I mean? And you see in this picture, you see the lights going through the person's body. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the light gives off, but it also creates a sphere around you known as your aura. You know what I'm saying? So let me finish this up. It says chakras are defined as inscribed patterns of light energy and are shaped like something like funnels or whirlpools of electricity in the body. The chakras are vortexes, openings, which lie among the spinal cord and up into the head. You know what I mean? So like I said, when you sit on the ground, and like I say, this position is what you call Tai Chi. This is called Tai Chi. Tai is dealing with the solar energy, the energy coming from the sun, and Chi is the energy coming from the earth. So Tai Chi is the union of solar and earthly energy. You know what I mean? Like I said, the relationship of the sun and the earth. You know what I mean? You have chakras in your body, and your body is made of the material of the earth. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say you have 3/4 of water in your body, just like the earth is covered 3/4 of water. And as far as the woman being the earth, she covers her body with 3/4 of clothing, symbolic to how the earth is covered 3/4 of water. You know what I'm saying? Showing the symbolism to the earth, you know, a mathematical symbolism as well. You know what I mean? And that 3/4, you know, 3 and 4, you know, born 7, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, she's in tune with her God, you know what I'm saying? So she gonna bear witness to why she dresses that way. So they are contact points between the mental and the physical body. And there are specific glands and organs that the chakratic energy interacts with. The 7 major chakras, pardon me. The 7 major chakras are in tune with the glands, are in tune. Oh yeah, and let me just show y'all real fast. You notice how in the picture too, you see how the coming down from the legs is showing like roots that are connected to the earth, because we stand firm on the earth. And not that whole stuff, you know, some of the earths used to say back in the days, oh, I don't use that. I'm a goddess. I don't use that term earth because, you know, the black man say the black woman is earth. So that's an excuse for him to walk all over her. Man, you know, Now, I'm not going to say totally to that, because maybe some brothers do think that way and some brothers do be acting that way. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the truth of the matter. That's not why the black woman is the earth. And as I get into all the sciences, y'all go on here and me break down intricate science on the black woman is the earth, way more than just, well, you know, the earth is covered 3/4 of water, so the black woman covers her body 3/4 of clothing, and she's the earth. No, I'm gonna go into a whole deeper science than that. Just like even right here, right? You see this right here, how you see the energy coming up from the head, it's looking like a pole going up. And if you look at the roots coming down, they're like poles going down. And you know, the man also has that pole that hangs down at his between his, you know, two legs, you know what I'm saying? So now anyway, this is symbolic of what you call the North and the South Pole. And from the North and the South Pole, it gives out energy that goes out from the top, and the energy goes out from the bottom, creating what's called the magnetosphere. You know what I'm saying? So your aura itself is like a magnetosphere. And people can dissect it, even like women. A woman can tell if your energy is coming from up here, coming from the head, from the big head, or if it's coming from down there, from the lower head, from the little head. They can feel the energy, and they can see it in your eyes. As they say, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Exactly, because you can tell a person's intentions by looking in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? So you know how like even like, you know, when niggas be talking shit and like you get into some, you know, niggas be like the pop shit and talk all that. Man, listen, you popping all that shit. Listen, I'm gonna stare you straight in your eyes and see if you really want to get it in. And when I stare you in your eyes and you look away, or if you look down, or if you turn away and just keep on talking shit, I know you don't really want it. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't really want it. I can stare into your soul and see what it really is. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, how RZA said, you can see the weakness of a man right through his iris. You know what I'm saying? You can look into a person's eyes because that's a window to their soul. So the same thing like with a woman. Sometimes, you know, women, even though they try to act like they're not looking, they don't want to be noticed that they're looking at you. Sometimes you might just look away for a little while and you turn back. Damn, they stare right there in your face. Bam. Oh, caught. Oh, now they want to start staring down, looking away. Oh, you embarrassed, you shy. It's okay, black woman. You can look at the black man. It's okay. Because guess what? We looking at you. But now sometimes we might be lustful about it, and we looking at the curves of your body and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And y'all be looking at us too, you know what I'm saying? But y'all just may not show it in your eyes that way. But like I say, if you ignore them a little bit and turn back around, you'll see it. They be lusting too, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, but how they say women got that photographic memory. They can see a dude down the block and they ain't even got to look at him. Like, see, men, we be so, you know, we want to get the girl's attention. We want to stare into her eyes and get the eye contact so we can stare into her soul and send off that vibration to attract her. You know what I'm saying? We want to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Women, they kind of, you know, they ain't, sometimes they like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but anyway. But a lot of times, a lot of the women that's like that are the ones that had that root chakra, you know, opened a little bit too much. So now they staring up in every nigga face. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Betty Wright said, be a cook in the kitchen, a lady in the streets. You can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. It's all right to be a little sweet, to be a mama with the kids and you don't wet in the sheets. No pain. Anyway, let me continue. But you know, it's all real. Everything I'm breaking down is all real. You know what I'm saying? And as I go through this, I'm gonna give little different things about life that pertain to this, because you know, science can be fun as well. You know, I'm trying to make little jokes and stuff to keep it fun, because you know, to me, science ain't boring. So I love learning stuff. You know what I'm saying? I love science. Is very fun, and you learn so much about the universe around you and the universe within you. You know what I mean? Because you are the universe. You know what I mean? That letter U in the alphabet is you. You are the universe. You are the universe. You know what I mean? And understand this, right? Just a straight fact, right? That you are energy. And we know a simple law of physics is that energy can never be created nor destroyed. It can only be recycled or repropagated into a greater or lesser form than the original will. So, therefore, we are energy. You are energy. And being that you are energy, you can never be created nor destroyed. Energy is never created nor destroyed. So if you are never, if your energy, if it's a fact that you are energy, then it's also a fact that you are never created and you will never be destroyed. So therefore, you don't have a creator and you don't have a destroyer. So guess what? You are your own creator and you are your own destroyer. Because guess what? In life, you have only one choice after you come, mathematically it's proven. After you come out of the equality of 6 and you realize that you are 7, you are then given the choice of build or destroy. Not that build and destroy. People be talking like, yeah, God, we build and destroy. That's not what the mathematics say. And if your mathematics says build and destroy, you might want to build with some gods, some older gods that'll tell you it's build or destroy. Now, I will intricately explain how you can build and destroy in the sense of, like, for example, because as you build on positive, you simultaneously or at the same time destroy the negative. You know what I'm saying? Because and as you're telling someone the truth, you're destroying, as you're building with the truth, you're destroying the lies. You know what I'm saying? Like a person might have believed that, oh, yo, God is in the sky, and when I die, I'm gonna go and see the Heavenly Father and so forth. But then you start building and breaking down like, no, the black man is the true and living God. We are the only supreme being in existence. All the elements on the periodic table is all the elements that are within you. So you got to understand that the whole universe is mental, or really more so that the whole universe is elemental. The word El means God. Ment means mind. A-L is a suffix meaning pertaining to. So the word elemental meaning pertaining to the mind of God. The whole universe is elemental, meaning the whole universe pertains to the mind of God. The whole universe is mental. It's an infinite consciousness that works through the manifestation of thoughts. So you want to know, how did the sun come about? Through thought. Who thought that thought? Who or what we call Allah, or the all in all, or what some people may simplify and say God. But that God is not a singular being who is controlling the whole infinite universe around him. Because to kill that whole, let me build on the truth and destroy that lie. Because knowledge, this, like I said, another law of physics is, because in physics is real because we live in a physical universe. All this spooky, the spiritual realm and all of that. Well, when I die, if I get there, then I'll see that. But all of this, we do know that physically we exist. And like I broke down before, spirit, the root word of spirit is spira, which is breath. So the breath of life, or spirit of life, is simply the breath of life, which is breath, air. If you stop breathing, you're gonna cease to have life. So what is the breath of what is the breath of life? Air, oxygen, which is an evaporation of H2O, which is water. So air and water are the same thing, just in a different form. As this mist ascends higher and increasing with different forms of currents, and so in different mists of air, depending on how heavy the current was in the mist of air it was in. You know what I'm saying? So, going back to that build degree, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so let me finish this up. They are contact points, all right, and so have certain glands and so forth that interact with them. The 7 major chakras are in tune with the organs and glands of the endocrine system, and their relation is that of correspondence. So the chakras have a relationship of correspondence with the glands and organs in your body. So organs are structures of 2 tissues with specific functions. Glands are organisms that secrete hormones for bodily functions. So once again, I'm going to say that again. Organs are structures of 2 tissues with specific functions. The largest organ that you have on your body is known as your skin. They say the skin is the largest organ. You know what I mean? And that is composed of 2 tissues. You know what I'm saying? What kind of tissues? I would say nerve tissues and nerve tissues and like fatty cells, you know what I'm saying? You have the nerve, and then you have the muscle, you know what I'm saying? The fatty cell and the nerve cell. You know what I'm saying? Those are the see, God, and I actually kind of just broke that down, freestyling off the mind, but I'm actually absolutely right. That's a fact. It's the nerve cells and the fatty cells, or the muscle. Those are the two tissues that make up the skin. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, if you pinch your skin, if you pinch your hand, you pinch yourself on your skin, you can feel that in the ganglia or the nerve cells. You know what I'm saying? You feel that in your nerve tissues, because the skin, that the muscle or that the fatty cell and the nerve cell is connected. You know what I'm saying? In a structure, so known as an organ, an organic structure. So anyway, and glands are organisms, root word organisms, organ, that secrete glands. So glands are organs too, but they're organisms. Organisms, that word ism creates a function of the organ. And that function is that it secretes hormones for bodily functions. So organization, the word organization, the root word of organization is organ. So they say organization is the key to success, because once you align the organs and glands with the chakras and are able to function in harmony or equilibrium, then you are successfully organized. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, like, you know what I mean? When your chakras are aligned with your organs, and your feelings are right, and everything is going good, and you're feeling right, then you could be successful. You know how they say, like, like, for example, I just started this job, right? And they, they try to give you all the prep talk and stuff. They say, you got to have PMA, positive mental attitude. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a positive mental attitude, then you can do your job well. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a negative mental attitude, you're not going to do your job well. You're going to be feeling negative, and you're going to be, pessimistic about things. And you're going to be like, man, I don't like this, man. I don't want to do this, man. Forget this, man. And you're not going to be successful. But if you have a positive mental attitude, then, you know what I'm saying, which basically means that, you know what I'm saying, you're chakratically aligned, you're emotionally balanced. You know what I'm saying? As they say, harmony, equilibrium, to be emotionally balanced. When you're emotionally balanced, you'll be successful. You know what I'm saying? So going back, so this is just a beautiful picture right here. You see the girl, it's a picture of a girl. She's like staring into the water. The water is glistening, and it looks like a reflection of stars in the water. And you see stars all throughout her body, you know what I mean? Showing the symbolicness of, just humans and nature, you know what I mean? In this picture, you see here, raise your vibration. And then you got a woman. It looks like the woman is carved out of the tree. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the feet going into roots of the earth. And then, her hair going out as the branches, you know what I'm saying? Because that's symbolic. A woman is very symbolic of a tree. She's earth. She's down to earth. So she has roots. She's rooted in the earth. You know what I'm saying? She knows how to cook. She knows how to take the elements of the earth and cook them so you can eat to preserve your life. You know what I'm saying? That's why the woman, men can cook too, but the women are majorly, historically and culturally, the dietary preparers, you know what I'm saying? Preparators, you know what I mean? So, and, see the hair growing out. And also, the tree is symbolic of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So like Marcus Garvey said, a people without knowledge itself is like a tree without roots. You know what I'm saying? So the knowledge is the roots. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to your grandparents, you know what I'm saying? Your ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Your great grandparents, all your roots, who you descend from, you know what I'm saying? They was the ones and going back to the original people that also came from the earth. They's your old, as we call our mother, you call your mother, your old earth, your grandmother, your grand old earth. You know what I'm saying? You remember, Inspector Dex had it rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So I seek the old earth who is plain working hard can help you maintain the hope to overcome the heartache and pain. You know what I'm saying? The heartache and pain. You know what I'm saying? So I seek the old earth because the old earth has the wisdom. The mother has the wisdom to give you the right, the words to say that's going to make you feel better. That's going to make your chakras align and get that chemical expression coming out of your hormones, you know what I'm saying, to give you that type of feeling that's going to get you back on track and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So he said, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? While on the streets, I try to maintain, help to overcome the heartache and pain. You know what I'm saying? No, what did he say? So, you know, so I seek the old earth who is playing, working hard to help you maintain the hope to overcome the heartache and pain. Got stick up kids, corrupt cops, and crack rocks, straight shots all over the block, stays hot. Leave it up to me while I be living proof. Kick the truth to the young black youth. But shorty's running wild, smoking sesh, drinking beer, and they ain't trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear. You know what I'm saying? Neglected for now, but what? Got to be accepted. And what? Life is hectic. And cash rule, you know what I'm saying? Peace to the rule and all of that. But cash rules, cash does not rule everything around me. My mind rules everything around me, because you have to be conscious. And just like, you know what I'm saying, just like even to make money, or, you know, master cipher, as they call it, you know what I'm saying? A master, you know what I'm saying, is one who has knowledge and understanding. So, and just like, you know, if you're trying to get some money, you say, yo, I got to go back to school to get a degree. Most times you go back to school, let's say you want to be a teacher, you get what's called a master's degree. Now let's break this down. You know what I'm saying? That's how we'll go into breakdown in another chakra, another jewel as well. But anyway, so all right, let me see how long I've been on this real fast. All right, well, anyway, so I'm gonna end it off on this jewel right here. You see like the pyramid, right? And you know how like you look on the back of the dollar bill, where they basically then stole our science and put it right in our face, and you see how they're making money off of our ancient science. You know what I mean? You know, you look on the back of the dollar bill, you have the pyramid, has 13 steps on it, has 12 steps, and it has a little hyphen, and it has a 13th step, which is the capstone. So that's symbolic. The first 12 steps is symbolic to the first 12 grades of school. You go from first to 12th grade, right? Then when you finish 12th grade, you graduate. And what do they put on top of your head when you graduate? They put that black cap on your head, right? Which is square. And that square is symbolic of the pyramid base. You have a pyramid base on your head. And on that base, you are to now build on that base. You build your pyramid on that base. And how do you build your pyramid? By reaching for the stars, as they say. And you reach for the stars through higher education. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the stars is understanding. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, to become a master, you got to have that knowledge and understanding. And also, like I said, on the dollar bill, you got 12 steps, and then you got a little hyphen, a little hiatus, and then you got the 13th step. That's symbolic to how you finish. You go from first to 12th grade, you know, you finish graduate school, you take a little time off, and then that little hiatus, and then you go to college or to 13th grade. And in college, as far as like academia and the whole, and as far as academics is concerned, and becoming a scholar or a teacher and so forth, you get in school what's called a master, in college what's called, or 13th grade was called a master's degree. And what is the 13th letter of the alphabet? It's, and more specifically, the supreme alphabet, M, which is master. So they even know our science, and they basically, and then masonry and all of that, you know, they use this based off of our ancient science, because they knew this. Just like in the African villages, when the young man became 13, he was considered a man, and he was supposed to leave, just like they showed in the movie Roots. When Kunta Kinte became 13, he was considered a man, and then he had to leave from his mother. And even when he left his mother, right, you seen how his mother, she wanted to give him she gave him a little hug real fast, you know what I'm saying? And he had to stand there and be strong and be firm. Like, you know, he couldn't show emotion. He couldn't show, you know, connection to his mother, that he was sad to leave her. You know what I'm saying? Because for the first, in some villages, it might be for the first 7 years, and then the child is passed on to the man. But in some villages, as they showed in Roots, in his particular tribe and village, it was 13. So when he became 13, he became a man, or a master. And man, M-A-N, master Allah now. You now Allah master. You master Allah now. You now a man. You a man now. So you got to master Allah now. You got to master Allah now. Now is the time for you to be Allah and master. You know what I'm saying? You got to master Allah now. You know what I'm saying? And you got to master Allah's nation, because now you got to go out and be a man and build your own family, which is your nation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go now and master Allah nation. You got to be a man and master Allah nation. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to build a family. You got to find a wife. You know what I'm saying? You got to find an earth. You know what I'm saying? You got to plant that seed, go through that process. You know what I'm saying? Of the knowledge degree. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you the original man, and you got to be the maker and owner. You got to make her. And some say making her is by marrying her, but we know we marry in the mind, not necessarily with the legal paperwork through the state and all of that, and giving them jurisdiction and all of that, and yada yada yada. It's a whole nother topic. We marry in the mind. All right, I don't want this to be too long, so I'm gonna end on this right here. So we marry in the mind, and you know, so we become the maker. So when you marry her, you make her and you teach her, you give her the knowledge so that she can manifest the wisdom to bring about the understanding. So you make her, and once you make her, you own her. And not in a sense of like she's your property, you own her, you her slave master. No, it ain't on no shit like that. You mean you make her so you own her. You own the best part of her, which is the understanding that she preserves for you, for her God. She preserves the best part for her God. You know what I'm saying? As just like God preserves the best part for himself, knowing every square inch of the planet Earth, he preserved for himself the best part. She preserves her having knowledge of her God and knowledge to understand she preserves the best part of herself for God. Because, you know, you got women that be like, I ain't having, I don't be with no man but my man. Nope, nope. Yeah, you know, and some women keep it real. Like you might flirt with another man here, but you ain't going to lay down with you ain't going to let no man enter you except for your man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's facts. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, so that's the science, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and like I say, that the 13th grade, you know, you're saying you become that master. So, you know, you got a master, and you got to, you know, and like you see at the tip of the pyramid, you got the illuminated eye. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, is he throwing up a rock symbol? He throwing up the Illuminati? This nigga's Illuminati. No, this is our African ancient science. This is our science that they took and stole from us. You know what I'm saying? Just like when they got you throwing up, put your hands up, freeze. The police say freeze. You throw your hands up like this. This is called the cogness. And you know why? And that's also kind of a natural reaction because it's called the cognessing ensue. When you throw your hands up like this and the left foot is forward, and like Ashra Kwesi said in the military, they got that from us too because they say left, 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 right, left. And then you have to say pass the Dutchie upon the left hand side. The earth spins onto the left, you know what I'm saying? All that. So everything is also from the left. You know how the cipher spin. So, when you go like this, it's called the cognessing ensue. And this is, he said, this is to let the heart go forward and the left foot is forward. They say the left foot is forward to trample evil. So now this stance right here is a divine, it's a stance of divinity as well. And it's a stance of truth and honesty as well, because they make you do it halfway in the courtroom, right? They be like, raise your right hand, and you go like this, you do it halfway. Because raising the right hand, and it's all science, y'all. Raising the right hand, we know is raising the right hand, that had to come from the left side of the brain. And being that you did a right side physical action, that's in opposition to the left side, which is the heart. So you raise your right hand, meaning you're going to tell the truth coming from your heart. And also, when you throw up that cognessing ensue, like when they be like freeze, you be like, yo, I ain't do nothing. And also too, like, you know, sometimes you might bump into somebody like, oh, yo, excuse me, you know, something like that. You throw your hands up to show a fact of like, oh, I didn't mean to bump into you. I didn't mean to, you know, trespass or cause any type of interruption, you know, like, oh, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? It's just a natural reaction, because when we go like that, we're showing an openness in a honesty that is like the heart is open, and you're letting the energy go forward as well. You know what I'm saying? So you're sending a vibe like, yo, my bad, excuse me. And it's literally sending out an energy from the heart chakra, like, yo, my bad, excuse me, you know, forgive me, you know, excuse me, you know. So it's real. It's psychological, man. It's all of this has meaning in science. So yeah. So even when you go, and I'm not a Mason, so don't think like, yo, this nigga, man, like, you know. But we study this shit. This is all over the internet and all that. And plus, like I said, this come from us. So I'm discovering my own Masonry in my own study as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the natural Masons, the original Masons, the original builders. You know what I'm saying? And all of that good shit. The structures. I always say the universal building architect. Our mind, the thoughts of our mind is what constructed the universe. So, like, really, that's the power of the mind of God, the elemental mind of God. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to send this video to Side Netta. You're going to see it tell some, you, the black man is not God. Man, when I break down all this science right here, and you gonna know how the energy and how supersonic you are, goddamn it, you gonna know that you a goddamn super energetic solar being. You know what I'm saying? You a supreme being. Like, what are you talking about, man? So anyway, this is the real, and I guess I'm gonna end it off on here. I don't want to go too long. I know this has already been like a whole hour. I already probably went overboard, but I'll be flowing, man. The speed of knowledge. So this was right here, volume 1 of Several Studied Sciences of the Number 7, subtitle A Picture's Worth a Million Words, in which, as you see, as I look at the pictures and I break down the science of what I see within the picture. You know what I'm saying? Just how you can look at your universal flag and break down many different things of what you see. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the God King Allah, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember building with him, you know what I'm saying, at his kingdom, and he was going to the flag and breaking down many different things and what he's seen in the flag. And I'm like, wow, that's, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, the flag is universal and the universe is everything. So everything is in that flag. Whatever you see and however you draw it up, it's in that flag. So anyway, on that note, I say peace to the fam. Peace to the gods of earth. Peace to all the positive people in the universe. And I'm going to see y'all on the next segment, volume 2. I think volume 2 is the 7 Kemetic sciences or 7 Kemetic principles. You know how they say 7 Hermetic principles, but we know that Hermes Trismegistus, who they say was a Mason or whatever, he got the science from Kemet. So that's Kemetic science. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just attribute it to that one man. And also, we know that also goes back to the Emerald Tablets and Tahuti or Thoth. You know what I'm saying? Tahuti or Jehuti. You know what I mean? Had those 7 principles. You know what I'm saying? The manifestos for 7 principles. So anyway, on that note, y'all say peace, y'all, man. Several study sciences of the number 7. Volume 1 complete. Peace.